Good morning, friends. Welcome back to another video. I am recording on Saturday morning, the week after the show, the San Francisco Pen Show. But I just wanted to, in some sort of way, summarize my experience and just show you a little bit of what I got. I didn't buy a lot, of course, because as a vendor, I just didn't have a lot of time to walk around, but I did manage to do a little bit of damage. So, I guess starting with my experience, this is my first time being at the San Francisco Pen Show, just being in California, period. Which unfortunately I didn't allow myself like any time before the show or after the show to do any sightseeing. So I was really just in the hotel, hanging out. So, but it is what it is, you know. I had a great time with my friends. I met a bunch of new people. Um, and I had a great show. I had already heard that San Francisco Pen Show was just a really good show, and thankfully they accepted me to be a vendor last year. I think in December, by the way, I got my email accepting me as a vendor, so I immediately paid for my table and I immediately booked my hotel room, because otherwise I would miss out on both of them, right? Um, and then unfortunately, the only thing that I realized later was that the San Francisco Pen Show is 2 weeks before the Orlando Pen Show. Um, but that's all right. I'm gonna make do. um, but let me see. Besides that, um, I I had a great little spot in my opinion. I know like table placements can be tricky and like not everybody's going to be happy. There were some vendors that like unfortunately were like in front or next to really popular tables or tables with Pencho exclusives, and those tables had lines and those lines were pretty much covering the other vendors tables, so that was unfortunate. And I'm hoping like that both the vendors and that the pen show organizers are learning from these experiences so that the next show can be better. But you know, it's something that you can't foresee almost. I don't know. I wouldn't have thought about that. Um, Let me see what else. Yeah, I had a good little spot. I'm gonna show you a map of where I was, and then I think I have a video of where I was, and basically there was it was in my little, I'm gonna call it a corner because it was some sort of corner. Um, there were three vendors, or actually four vendors. There was Magnolia, who also bought. Magnolia is a pen maker, and he brought Atlas materials, so they sell rods to pen makers. And then there was another, I think it was a Japanese vendor. I'm blanking on the name right now, but they do mechanical pencils, rulers, and then like these super cool ink box openers so that you don't damage the flap of the ink box. Um, and me and myself. So we had plenty of space back there. The only thing is like you almost couldn't. I couldn't get out because uh the other two vendors were like right next to like our one little exit. So that's okay. I couldn't get out anyway because I was behind my table. So if I were to leave, it was just for emergencies, for restroom breaks. So I didn't mind it. So I'm hoping if I'm there next year that I get the same spot because actually it was pretty cool. And then when it was time to pack, I was able to just lay out my suitcases and just pack. Um, but anyway, that was that. I guess onto pen purchases because yeah, or like pen show purchases. The on I say on Thursday night, I saw that Zach and Amy from Scoxy Pens had posted a few of the pens that we're gonna bring to the San Francisco Pen Show, and I immediately was like, I need this pen. So I had been kind of stalking their table on Friday morning, which Friday morning was continuation setup, like started from 6:30 in the morning until 9 a.m. Um, and they had already set up their entire table displays on Thursday night. So they were just pretty much ready to open their like the pen binders and put down their pens. And so I was just looking out for when that was gonna happen. And I think it was like 5 minutes before the show opened that they were doing that. So I ran over to their table, and I snagged a cute little pen. Hopefully, yeah, you can see that. Look at that. It's so good. This is ebonite, an ebonite cap end section. This is a low volume eyedropper, which I don't think I have one. So this is my very first one, and I say I don't think because I don't remember. I'm pretty bad with keeping up with my pens. And then sometimes I just keep them in boxes and I don't realize what I have. But anyway, I bought this and I'm so happy. Now I just need an ink, which I don't know. Like I can see a brown, or like even a yellow would be cute. But let me know if you have any opinions. So I got that, and I got a little I got a medium nib to go with it. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's so dark right now. Um, and it's got a cactus engraving, so I'll try to get a picture of that and post it. So yeah. So that was my very first pen purchase. I was so happy Friday morning, and I thought I was, I was good to go for the entire show. But I also, I think, was it? It may have been. So that was Friday. I think on Saturday was when I like either before the show started at 8 a.m. or so, I went over to like a neighbor room because I was in one of the rooms. I wasn't in the main ballroom. There were several vendors in like one, two, three, four rooms basically. And so I went to one of them that had my friend Mai from Paper Treats and my friend Angela from Inky Converters, and I just wanted to go check out their tables. So, um, because I was rushing to just buy something, I only bought two things from Mai at Paper Treats, and it was two cute little stamps. So there's this cute little geisha, super adorable. I think I'm gonna use her in my letters, and just like color her dress. Hopefully, I can, yeah, color her dress with like watercolors or whatever, pencils. And then this other cute little stamp, and it's like the two baby peanuts. Let me see. Yeah, super cute. I think I had seen the peanuts one on the website, and they had sold out, so I was happy to get one there. But I wish I would have just spent a little bit more time at my table, because she's always got some cute stuff, and so I'm sure I missed the rest. But that's okay. Thankfully, she has an online shop, so I can shop online. And then from Inky Converters from Angela, I bought this. And this is so cute. So this is Odin, the pen show's mascot, holding a little fountain pen with the San Francisco. Oh, it just says San Francisco Pen Show. It doesn't say what year. So that's good because then, like any leftovers, you could probably take the following year and keep selling them. They're super adorable. Look at the little tail. I like it's got some nice movement. So I like that. And look, its little paw prints. They're embroidered and got little goggles. Just super adorable. Um, it's just a little plushie that you keep on your desk or whatever. So I'm happy to have that again, just to commemorate my first San Francisco pen show. And then I bought two more things um, through the show, like in front of my table. I kept seeing people with these super cute tote bags, and I had texted like a friend who I knew was in the same room as these tote bag vendors. But unfortunately, he didn't see my text until the end of the day. So, which is okay. We're incredibly busy, thankfully. So, I managed to run at the end of the show. I think it was like 4:50 p.m. on Saturday, because the show ends at 5. At 4:50 p.m., I it was my room was decently slow and there was nobody at my table, so I just covered up my table or my booth, and I ran over to that room to see the vendor. The vendor's name is, what was it? Well, it's right here. Oh, Yan Chaco. So I bought this super cute tote bag. It is just so beautiful. I kept seeing it. I was like, oh, I need that. First, because it's like the graphic is so cool. It's like a little cat playing with fountain pens and ink, and you have the San Francisco, the Golden Gate Bridge behind it, and it also has SF Pen Show 2025. So it's a good way to again just remember my very first San Francisco Pen Show. I think this was $25, which wasn't a bad deal at all. Um, and you can always use a tote bag, right? So that was, I love it. I was just checking their website right now, and I don't think they have them anymore. They probably sold out. I did ask how many they made, and she said they had made 100. So they're probably completely sold out. And because it's a like it's got a date like a year, SF 25. I don't know if they'll bring it again, but I don't know. You can reach out and ask. And then the last item that I bought was from Hachimonjia. They were in another room. And again, this is another tote bag that I had been seeing through the show, and it's super cute. I just loved the colors. It's basically, I don't know if this is supposed to be one of them from Hachimonjia, but that that right there is the kanji for Hachimonjia. Um, and I only know that because I was looking at their website, and the Google thing would bring up these same characters. Not that I could read it. And let me see. It's a little girl. Oh, got my hair all over it. It's a little girl driving this, I don't know, like car. I don't know what it is. It's a vehicle of some sort, right? And they're carrying a bunch of books and stuff, and just love, love, love the colors. It's super cute. And this was $12. I mean, I was really surprised at the price. So yeah, that was. I think I bought this Sunday night, and I was surprised that there was anything left over. Uh, oh, and then let me see. I have to go get my stamps because that was another cool part of the show. Like almost all vendors had a stamp at their table, so that any guest could come and stamp their books. Right. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna bring my stamp because I have a very favorite one that I need to show you. Okay, I'm back. So first of all, this was my stamp. Actually, this was my stamp. It's just my little mascot's face with Latin American stationery around it. And I had my friend Michaela from White Bear Pens make me like a stand, a 3D stand that she took to the pen show, and she just gave it to me there, which is super cute. And I love the black against the yellow. The only thing that I noticed is that people kept just pressing the stamp in here, and I would just cringe every time. It's like, no, don't do that. You're just like wasting the ink. And you can even see that there's an imprint right there. But I'm like, I can't just tell them. And plus, half the time I was helping customers, and somebody else was like stamping on the corner of my table, right? But I don't know. So I'm gonna keep it for a while because I do like it. I like the block. I like how visual it is, but I think eventually I may have to do like just a little L platform that it's open and it just I can just put the stamp right there and have a little something. So because I think it'll um then I will avoid people doing this, right? So that was that. And um so I didn't really prepare with a dedicated stamp book, which I noticed a lot of people do. They make some really cool things. I saw somebody who had made their own little stamp book with a ring so they could just quickly just flip through pages and like stamp as many stamps as they could. Um, and I was like, that's so smart. So it's pretty cool to see what everybody else was doing. So all I had with me was my little traveler's notebook with my what do you call it, diary inserts. So I flipped over to the week of the pen show and I just stamped a few. This was again I think Friday morning before the pen show, just because I knew I wasn't gonna have time to go around stamping. But I think I got my at Paper Treats. I got Inky Converters. I got Skoxy, of course. I got White Bear pens here and here. I went to Pen Realm really quick to say hi, and then I never saw them again. Uh, I went to Rob Pensworth's because him and Michaela were sharing a table. I put my little stamp because I was like, why not? And then the very last ones that I got were these two on Sunday night. I just ran over to Tori and Francisco, who were right next to each other, and I stamped my little book. Oh, and then also on Sunday night, I believe, the end of the show, um, I got a few more stamps. So Sakura Dragon was in the same room as myself, so I got three stamps by them. And then Pinky Elephant was like such a popular table, and they had this cool three color stamp. Um, and thankfully, like the vendor was doing these stamps, otherwise people would probably go crazy with this one. But it was such a neat little stamp. It's an airplane. There's a little elephant and a little person. I'm not. I think that's supposed to be Little Lou. And it says SF Pencho 2025. There's black ink. Is it black ink? No, I think it's actually blue and red ink on top of each other. Uh, and yellow ink. So and it was just a pretty cool stamp. And then the Sakura Dragon, there are three stamps. I wanted to get. They had Sakura Dragon had this design on a rickshaw pen case. And it sold out. I think I asked them about it. They're like, "Oh, it sold out the first hour." So yeah, I missed out, but it was super cute to get to know them, talk to them. Um, yeah, those were my stamps. And let me see, was there anything else I wanted to talk about? I didn't get the pen show ink just because I believe it was a colorverse ink and this was the third one they have done with them. So in my head I was like, I don't know, like I don't have the first two, so I don't want to get the third one and just not have a complete set. But I have done that before, so I don't know. But also, it was like a gray blue, and I was just not feeling the color. So, and I honestly, I don't need any more ink. Um, let me see what else. Um, I don't know. Like, if you were there and you didn't see me, I'm sorry. Like, actually, I there were a bunch of people who came to my table and said they watched my little channel. So thank you so much for supporting me, for watching, for even being here. Um, I don't think we took pictures together because I was behind the table and then I probably never saw you again, right? Mainly it was my fault because after the show, I have learned from previous shows that I need to run to get food. just basically because I'm not eating a lot during the day, and by a lot, I mean hardly anything at all. So after, let me see, Thursday night we had dinner provided by the pension organizers. Friday night I immediately ran to the hotel bar, um, and I hadn't made any plans with anybody, and so I just went and got a burger, and I sat at the bar and I met some people. And like at 6 p.m., people were asking me, "Hey, do you want to get dinner?" But I'm like, "Oh, I actually just finished my burger," and I just have realized that if I don't get food in my system immediately, I just get fangry. Let's just say that. Um, so that was Friday. And by Saturday, I had already told uh my hack to a few friends, and they wanted to do the same. So just three of us, like kind of introverted people, got together and had another burger at the hotel's restaurant, which I don't know if I mentioned it the first time, but it's such a good burger. It was really good, and I told them this burger was so good. It was so big, so juicy. The fries were so crispy, so crunchy, so fresh, and so we decided to do that, and thankfully they loved the burger as well. So it wasn't just me being extra hungry, it was a really good burger. um and so that was Friday, so that was Saturday. And Sunday, of course, I just packed. Sunday was a little bit hectic for me, just because I had a plane to catch at 8 p.m. And I feared I wasn't gonna have enough time. But then looking at my table, I'm like, okay, I'm pretty low on a lot of items, so it shouldn't take a lot of time to pack. And I started packing at 3:30 p.m. just because it was um both a little bit slow, and also like the things that I was packing I was pretty low on, so it wasn't like I was taking product away from my table. So I was slowly starting to pack like my displays, the things that I was run like I was so out of ink. I think I had 2 bottles of ink left on my little stand. So I immediately packed that. I packed the washi tape. Anyway, all to say that I was finished packing by 5 p.m. With plenty of time. And so I caught the airport shuttle to head to the airport, and then I had another burger at the airport. I had plenty of time before my boarding, and unfortunately, they didn't have an actual like beef patty. They had a Beyond Burger type of thing, but still, it was pretty good. I was so hungry. Um, and then uh, my flight to I was flying to LA to catch a plane to Chicago. So that was a really long night for me. I kept drinking coffee in each on each plane because I didn't want to like just miss anything. I was trying to read a little bit, but then like my flight from LA to Chicago was pretty dark, so I just couldn't read much. Just because I was also writing, taking notes of my book. That's why. But otherwise, it was a pretty okay flight. I flew Southwest as per usual, and then I got home at 5. Well, I landed at 5 a.m. and I didn't get home until like 6 a.m. I took a 2 hour nap, so I arrived Monday morning. Took a 2 hour nap, and then I was up at 8 a.m. because I didn't want to throw off my sleep schedule because I had to work the next day. So yeah. And then I came home and had like orders to pack, which is always great. I'm very thankful for people who support my shop while I'm at pen shows. And yeah, now I'm preparing for the Orlando Pen Show in just a few days, which I was I still need to probably fill some more bottles of ink just because I'm really low on my shop exclusive colors. Um, but I did try to uh, foresee the amount of stock that I would need for these pen shows. Unfortunately, like a lot of my um, stock is handmade, so we're just doing our best with trying to keep me stocked because people aren't machines. They work at a certain pace, you know, and if they want it to be made correctly, then we're just gonna have to wait a little bit. So I'm just hoping I have enough stock for Orlando. But I had a great time last year, so I'm sure it'll be a good time again this year. Other than that, I think that is all for San Francisco. Um, I'm gonna see if I can include a few pictures of the friends that I met. I don't have a lot of the ones that we took because some were taken with their phones, and so I don't have those pictures. But it's not that I didn't want to include you; it's that I don't have the pictures. But anyway, friends, thank you so very much for your support and for watching. I will catch you again later. Bye bye.